We just need to forget about everything. Right here, right now. Maybe we should all just get along with each other, put away our problems, or whatever it is. We just need to forget about everything and just have a good time. It's really that simple. Right here, right now.
All right, what's good, y'all? What's happening? Wicked out on NQ. Okay. I haven't had a position there today quite yet. Took a position actually yesterday during Asian session, but not today, not today. I do see possible setups maybe further down here. But yeah, we can get into that here in a second. Grand Rising, everyone. How we feeling? How we doing? How's it hanging? We did just trade into this decent push down. Not necessarily a setup that I think I didn't have anything marked up down here before. Could be wrong, obviously. I also, this is a new contract, so I guess that's why I wouldn't have had anything marked up. But yeah, we had a nice push down here. Sunday, this is like Sunday, March 8th, open. I think you're on your Osmo mic. What's up? Bruh. Alright, that's Naz right there. She's going crazy. Hold on. All right, can you guys hear me? Thirstiest dog in the world, for real. Mic sounds off. Yeah, let me know. I mean, I don't know which one you guys are hearing me from, but yeah, let me know. Better? Okay, cool. All right, what's up, Nick, Karen, Gabriel? Oh, y'all been on here for a minute. Patrick, Steph, Luis, got the gang on. Giselle, Joe, what's up, Joe? Brandon, Evan, Seth, Rafa, Canzala, Harsh is in here. Professor Von Wick. Hope you guys are having the best water, coffee of your life. Feeling amazing. Grateful to have you guys. Steffi, Stevie, what's good, man? Brandon, Alfredo, Brian. All right. Yeah, she was tearing that water up for sure. All right. So let's get into the market. Yeah, so we do have this pretty decent sell-off here with NQ that starts basically at the beginning of the a couple weeks back, right? Beginning of this Asian session, you just start to see everything dump, and that's kind of where we get to now. We do reject this zone already, though, so we did kind of play out of here before. I would argue we played it out of this order block, so reversals in here I do think are possible. You know, like we're definitely like we can trade out of these imbalances, especially going into New York Open here in a couple minutes. However, when we do trade higher, we are failing to make any higher highs. So I'm not exactly sure we're quite out of the, like that we're out of this yet. The market going even lower is definitely possible. This is where like that continuous chart does, you know, it does come into play, just so we can kind of get a bigger picture of the overall idea in the market. But when you look at this from a continuous chart, we're obviously trading in different places, right? We're not trading in the same imbalance. We're actually trading quite differently. So looking at this from the lens of a continuous chart is very different than looking at this from like the current contract. But what I do like about this is S&P is currently trading below that low. Dow Jones is trading below that low, while NASDAQ is in fact in the structure. So the divergence here is real, right? The divergence here we have making higher lows still. So I do like this buy actually better because of that reason. We get a nice liquidity capture here. Yeah, so the contract rolling over is very different. And looking back at MNQ from the previous contract, just so you can kind of see where we're at right in the overall landscape of this idea. obviously MNQH has a little bit of volume, obviously not the same as it did before, but yeah, trading back down into here, I guess I had this marked up from before, which was kind of like the last push down into the zone, which was during this Asian session. I think really trading in this imbalance, trading in this area, it just makes a lot of sense. So looking at it from this point of view, zooming out a bit, looking at it from, this perspective, I think we just get a much better idea on kind of what we're trading with, especially because like now we're switching things up here, going into a new contract and everything. So yeah, I mean, the biggest thing that at least I like about this trade is the fact that the divergence more than anything. So here we are. All right. Yeah, so the fact that we're able to get into this imbalance, trade out of here while everything else is already making lower lows, honestly, I think that's a good take. So I'm definitely down for a position. Here's where we have our previous level of a little bit of resistance right here, right? We see that the market had some order blocks, resistance, and then the imbalance and continuation. So getting into this would be a better RR all the way down to here. Obviously, trading really anywhere within this imbalance is going to be, it's valid. The question is, where do you think this goes to? Is it just kind of taking out some of the Asian session highs? Is it trading to, kind of where is this trading to? Because it's pretty choppy. So trading this back into where we had the reversals over here. So I think we could see something like this, just taking out Tokyo highs and that going for just about a 2R. But the entry has to be good enough. So I am open to this idea. Trading a little bit lower, seeing if we can get up that New York low to New York open to kind of spike down, get us a better risk reward. However, the fact that we're already trading below here, like S&P already broke this low, I don't know if we're going to get that push down, but for the sake of a good risk reward ratio, I am willing to take a trade here right around 24,375. So yeah, this is kind of what I'm looking to do. Take a position out of here, and then there we go. So in there, I don't know if, hold on. This looks like it's less contracts than it should be. One contract here. Okay. And then the risk is less. All right, so I'm gonna take my second contract there. And then now I'm at a full risk here, playing off of this level of resistance, which can function as support, which was the original plan, right? So now we're right here. Overall, I don't think this gave me a stop. Oh no, yeah, it's all there. All right, cool. So here's my entry, playing off of divergence big time. YM melting away as well, S&P and NQ at least starting to see a bounce. So that's, typically a good sign. And then profit above Tokyo highs is the idea that MNQH, right? This is what we had in the previous contract. That's now, it hit exactly the zone we were looking for. Perfect. SMA here, so if you guys are not familiar, SMA is self-storage, REIT, so it's the stock I was looking at. But Visa actually came into my alert, which means that this thing has been dumping. I know, kind of random, but I wanted to trade into Visa. I feel like buying a stock that's all about credit card debt. I mean, in America, kind of a no-brainer in my opinion. So this will be a DCA for me. I do believe that we'll go lower and trade into about below 290, but into this gap is also a good place. So I am okay with that. I will bet on credit card companies being profitable because human behavior with debt is not good. So more money in their pockets for sure. All right, so in this for now, let's see if we can get a decent bounce out of here. Start getting some momentum. See what the small time frames are starting to do. Got a little bit of a good push here. Draw, the stop is over 50 points. So this is about 55 points or so. Yeah, gas and Cali is over $6. I mean, oil and it's probably not going to get better anytime soon. So yeah, that's honestly really unfortunate. Okay, anyways, so we'll have, MNQ do its thing over here. While that's happening, I do want to take a look at oil. I want to take a look at gold. Yesterday's oil trade, if you did take that, I know we talked about the zone, and I was like, yeah, like this looks like it could be good unless this was the mitigation. But this sell was awesome, guys. So everyone that did take the sell, I hope you were able to take advantage and you took some profits home. I think anywhere around here you got well over a 3R on this trade until the end of the day. It started to reverse at some point, so trading into this big candle. This is also honestly could have been a buy scenario too. So it was a pretty good movements right there. So oil, hopefully, you guys are feeling good on that. But with that being said, I'm still open to, here we go. I wanted to see more structure here, and I did come back later yesterday. End of day, Asian session until we kind of spiked down, came back up again. So we're kind of going back and forth. I do like the buying opportunity here with oil still, if we are to come back down. So still like the same idea like we had talked about yesterday. I'm definitely open to this. It looks like structure-wise, it's holding up enough to at least play out of here. Take profit, maybe I'd bring it down a little bit just depending on how we get here, like what this looks like. So yeah, working on that there, but other than that, I mean, yeah, oil still looks good. So gonna add this to into the mix here. So today's setups, and then I'll drop this NQ trade that we're in as well. So oil, mitigation by setup. Oil, if you're just getting on right now, or not, NQ currently at an entry. Okay, we got the trades today. Let's have NQ up in here just in case. Could be good for someone. Maybe not. We'll see. I'm open to this idea, so I'm cool with it. From over here, see what's divergence still looking like. Okay. That's cool. All right, yeah, so I'm looking to take this just to Tokyo highs due to how big of a stop I needed for this. Yeah, this was, it's gonna be a bit over a 2R if it does go in our way. Otherwise, we are looking at, other setups in the future, but for now, like, that's kind of all I have here for NQ. So NQ. setup. Okay, so from here, move on. And then let's look at some gold and silver action. I do have an alert here regarding gold trading in the extremes, right? We've been waiting here. So I had a spike down before it rallied. This just missed just now. So let's go look at the smaller time frame. Got really close, missed, came back up. So let me zoom out, or let me go back to why I had a zone right there. And if it was valid, like maybe the market already is mitigating. I could have marked up my zone incorrectly or something. So we can go back here and start to understand the liquidation. So for example, the market spikes down here for gold and it gets over to kind of this imbalance. It trades down to here. So then the question becomes, okay, where does this sell-off really start? And is it appropriate to have here? So I do have the market selling off from like right over here, 49.94.5. This is Monday, February 2nd, around midnight Central Time, so Chicago time. And yeah, I mean, it starts to slowly move, chop up a little bit, and then one last push down before it rallies. This is like the top of the zone, so I mean, this is a 30-point difference, but I guess the way I'm looking at this, I feel like this is fair to address from right here. It looks like it's really dropping from there. So I mean, let me go check and see if I am wrong. Maybe it was close enough. 45.05. It's pretty close. Yeah, I don't know. I think so. The reason I'm breaking this down is if this is the mitigation and this is already rejecting the past, then could I have just missed the zone and marked it up incorrectly? Because if it were to come back down and I take this trade, is that fair? Like, or are we already seeing the exchange of money? So 45.05 would mean that the market was mitigating from like up here, which this is where we had structure, but I think the sell-off really starts right there. So I'm gonna bet on my own markup and still be okay with taking this trade if we work our way down. So let me just zoom out here. But also, before I would commit to this gold idea, I do have to take a look at silver here and see what is silver doing. And the silver is liquidating everything, so way past that. Silver getting back to these December levels. And you know what's funny? No one's talking about silver no more. Now that it's not just ripping incoherently, just going nuts. Yeah, no one's talking about it. Traded into this last level here from like December 18th. Little imbalance fill mitigation. So that did go to a key zone as well. So I mean, you know, in terms of divergence, yes, buying gold is a better play right now. It looks like we could go lower. Here's a really big push down, like right around here. So I think the market going a little bit lower, trading into this zone could play out. So, all right, I'm cool with that. If we come back down with metals, I'm open to a buy. But if not, if this just keeps ripping and just kind of leaves, then we might be in a different situation. But the good news is NQ is doing the thing. Starting to do the thing. So let's go take a look at that real quick. Getting a good rejection, right? Starting to completely reverse the New York Open drop that we saw here. So you're getting a pretty, I mean, this does look like smart money move to me. So out of this zone, it's really starting to push on upwards. And depending on how you're drawing this up, so for example, if we're marking up this entire move from up here, you know, this hasn't fully mitigated. But if we're talking about smaller time frame sells, so here, let me show you guys MNQH real quick. This is a previous contract. I think showed this a little better. This is when this actually happened. Like we started to get the push down like right here. So this move here is about 115 points. So seeing MNQ do that right now, I think would be enough for me. Getting about a 100-point move, which we've currently seen over 120 points with NQ. So depending on, you know, how many contracts you guys took, yeah, this is you know, doing a good job right now, pushing through. So I am going to just move my stops. Put the sell limit here. We got 2 units. There's 2 contracts we're working with. And then the price, right, 24,350, that's where I want it. So, no, bro. I closed the trade. That's so dumb. So, wait, why did I do that? I'm gonna have to see the replay because what the fuck? It literally told me the price that it was gonna set the limit at. So I don't know how why that would have closed the trade on me. That's interesting. Well, okay. That being said, technically not the end of the world. I still can buy back in. What the fuck? All right, so my price where I got out was apparently 24,433. So if I buy right here, I actually still have basically the same trade. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna buy back in because since I already closed profit, then actually I'm taking a better entry now. Just about the same thing. So here's why this still works. So technically, here's my entry, and I locked in profit. Right, I locked in profit. So if the market were to come back to here, this is what I meant to do. That I did fuck this up. I know why that played out. I hit limit instead of stop, so it opened the trade. That's why I did that. That was my fault, 100%. I was moving too quickly. I needed to have a sell stop here. Yes. Noob. Just being a noob. Anyways, so why does this still work, right? I had my entry here. I accidentally took profit here. And the reason that I can get back in is because if it were to come back, then I would just lose the profits that I already had secured. Whereas if you keep your trade open, right, and you just move your stop, so instead of losing unrealized gains, I would just lose realized gains. But you'd end up having the exact same conclusion. So this actually ended up working out in my favor because I got a better, like I took profit at 24,433 something, and I got in a little bit under. So technically, like I got a slightly better entry. So whatever. I mean, it comes out to being the same thing. If you want to look at it from that point of view. But there you go. See, like I'm a human being. I make mistakes. I'm no perfect trader. Okay. Now what I do want to notice, I didn't check yet, but how is Dow moving relative to NQ? And I will say, I think Dow is holding better structure-wise than NQ, which I don't love. Let's see. Not by a bunch, and this can change. Yeah, we'll see if we start breaking above these highs. So like you look at how Dow has, this is the previous high for Dow. So I want to see if what starts taking more bullish momentum, if we keep getting bullish momentum, whether it's going to be Dow or whether it's going to be NQ. Yeah, we'll see. Ideally, it continues to be Dow, and then we can keep having more momentum running with NASDAQ rather than Dow. So let's see. All right. All right, so we're back up. Kind of annoying because now this doesn't look as good as it is. But you guys know, right now, basically, we're up about like, we'd be up. The risk that we took originally was a, well, how was this? 150 point risk. And then we're up, well, we were about 100. So about almost a 1R. Okay. So now this is going to throw off the entry, but the real entry was down here. Right, the first entry was averaged in at about 24,350. Okay. So, and then we could take a look at Bitcoin as well. Bitcoin also bouncing super nicely, trading at some key levels. Our key levels here have worked out actually really well, pretty consistently. So we got some good reversals back to back. Okay. Let's see, metals here, kind of just chopping up. I wonder, would you consider this a shakeout or anything? Not really. We didn't really liquidate too much right there at the end. So not so much. Okay, NQ starting to push higher. Cool. All right, I think NQ is going to start leading the momentum here. Oil, no new trades for me with oil. I'll go into the smaller time frame too, but we're in consolidation. We're seeing the market clear liquidity upwards and downwards. Neither is actually maintaining these levels. So this is just chopping up and down and up and down. Kind of a mess, honestly. You do have this move though. You have a nice little push down right here with oil. Little sweep action over here. All right, I think I had this marked up over here, but not over here. So yeah, I mean, this oil trade, I'm definitely down for. To go into indices again and to see the movement that we're looking at between NQ and Dow, I believe I just saw Dow take out the high first. So Dow is pushing a bit more aggressively, trading towards this like 7 a.m. price action about an hour and a half beforehand. So NQ is not pushing as aggressively. What I want to do then with this, if it's going to be like that, I do want to then be aware of where we're at with London highs and Tokyo highs here with Dow. because let's say if London highs are going to get swept or Tokyo highs are going to get swept by this move, then that could be a pretty good sign to just take my profit with NQ instead. So we'll kind of see how we keep pushing forward, what that can turn into. But yeah, let me know in the chat. Drop a W in the chat if you're up in profits and how it's going. So yeah, all right, same target. It's a higher time for mitigation. I'm personally waiting for it to show signs of accumulation. Maybe make a shakeout. That would be sexy as fuck. Okay, cool. I don't know if hopefully you got that or maybe you didn't. Hey Mike, how do you determine where to place your entries? I know Nancy uses the fib tool. So I've actually made a video on that. I dropped it in the fast track. I'll go ahead and drop that in the syndicate. I have to actually duplicate a lot of these, but no, I did do this video with you guys, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember. But here, basically,
so let's go over.
Oh, this quality is absolutely awful.
Let's say we're
Hold on. Is this the quality? Can we go higher?
looking at a buy setup. Right,
Oh,
so,
I also have this on a giant screen stretched out, so it's not going to look great like that either. 1 second, guys.
Yeah, those 2 videos are good.
Huh?
So those videos are good.
Yeah, anyways, so there's this one, just refining entries for within the zone. So I'll go ahead and put that there. Or you know what, man? The technical analysis mastery. I think it's in here for the syndicate. It's in this section. But there's a few things I gotta add in there. Yeah. Close the trade. I know, right, Wylan. Which one is better, drawing up the whole move or finding a lower time frame one? Which one is better, drawing up the whole move? Can you ask that question differently?
I think he's asking about refining the entry.
Oh, Patrick. Okay. Yeah. So Patrick, you asked this question. Maybe I got confused. What's up, Angelo? Yo, Angelo, congratulations, bro. Congrats, the baby. Let's go. What was I gonna say? Man, I already forgot. Let's see here. Right, Patrick, for you, fast track for refining in here, and then watch. Yeah, this one. It's in week 3. Yeah, I closed it, but then that was an accident. Obviously, you guys saw me get back in there with the adjusted thing. Happy to hear this divergence. Didn't take the buy due to not all confirmations there, but if I were, I'd like to buy better on MYM. Really interesting. So it was the opposite for me. I feel like the divergence gave me the buy on NQ. Some W's in here. All right, let's go. Big zone, missed my entry. Fuera de riesgo, it's okay. Risk free for some of you. Let's go. Love to see that. Took a buy on silver on CFD's account. Okay, makes sense. Just for the beginning, it gets better as you watch it. Okay, cool, Brian. Good to know. All right, so it looks like we're clearing highs here. So NQ swept the previous structure highs, but pretty quickly lost that momentum. So we do want to see this come back up rather quickly to just, get a pretty, feel better, feel more confident regarding the trade. Otherwise, yeah, this could definitely start pulling back. Okay, so we'll see. Dow, interestingly enough, started to go and make the retracement faster. So that might be signs that NQ is going to want to hold up a bit better and, do its thing here. So yesterday, NQ went into profits before coming back. Stop profit action there over here. So this one ended up just coming back to nothing. Time and time again. Same thing with this one. Let me double check. Let's see, trade copier is cool, doing its thing. Dope. Okay. So far, no issues with the trade copier right now using, using the new software. It's been smooth. It's cool. I like it. All right, what I haven't looked at today so far at all has been, dude, there's gold. All right, gold's gone. It did mitigate the lowest time frames entry that I had, and I wanted this trade. I really wanted to take this trade too. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. That one hurt a little bit, not gonna lie. Especially right here where we have that last push down, we recover this sell-off, and then we start like giving a shakeout type of entry. Honestly, I was kind of interested in this trade too, but the possible entry there I didn't really feel convicted because of the possible buy right here. But yeah, basically shakeout buy. The only thing is this didn't liquidate a ton of liquidity. It just got further enough. However, though, moving forward, as far as like fractal entries go, we could have a buy zone here if this is a good enough structure. So if gold stays really bullish, you have this trade that can become a possibility later on. So we'll see how things develop here. But yeah, metals are doing their thing. Silver broke the high, came back down, then ripped. So silver also 1 minute time frame structure shift and did its thing. Okay. How's everyone doing with their trade management right now with NQ? Do you guys have your stops, at break even, profit, small, reduced risk for those of you that were able to take it? How are we feeling with this trade? Where are we going with this right now? I feel like I want to see this break above a little bit longer. If that's the case, then I'm going to start to tighten up quite a bit more. In the meantime, what I do want to look at, which I haven't looked at the currencies. So took a little break here. We had Australian trade now into a deep retracement here, this last sell-off right there. So pretty good movement. Pound right out of this zone, clean movement here. This happening during London session. So London session, man, with the moves. Euro didn't quite make it down where I wanted my trade. I was looking for a buy with Euro. It came down to the order block, but it didn't come down to this zone. So can we get something like that later? Maybe that's the case. However, seeing the dollar rip right now, or I guess the dollar is dropping, but the setups are happening, right? I do like this setup. So Australian actually makes a pretty strong move up, creating the New York high here. So this ends up being the high from yesterday's price action. So FOMC clearly liquidates some of these positions before dropping down, which I want to kind of go back to this. And yeah, so we spike up right here, big clearance of retail sellers, and then everything turns back around. So sells with Australian over here, I am very much interested in. And we might be seeing a similar setup with another currency pair, dollar currency pair. So let's go take a look. Look at the divergence, right? Right now, you're seeing Australian making a retracement, and that retracement is about currently a little bit over a 50% pullback. Whereas pound already has broken above FOMC levels. CAD is not there yet at all, but it also doesn't really have a setup to play in. Euro currently breaking above FOMC levels. NZD, same thing. The yen is like, all right, we out. We gone. Deuces. So finally, the yen is like feeling itself. Now, to be fair, what I need from the yen, though, is I need this joint to drop because I'm going to Japan end of the month. So I need you to keep doing this, you know? Like, here's the dollar versus the yen. Yeah, I just need you to keep going higher, actually, for the sake of an even more cost-effective trip. That would be fantastic. So, beyond selfish reasons, then, you know, that's a different story. But, okay. So, everything else is lining up super well. The only other thing that is, here we go, as you're looking at price action, Swiss franc. Swiss franc hasn't quite moved very bullish, hasn't traded towards this FOMC move. So you have Swiss franc right here, right? This is that last move up. This was FOMC interest rates releasing. And then, you know, doing its thing. So going to, here's the currency news. We're seeing, all right, we already had unemployment rates today. There's nothing going on tomorrow. There's no other news today either. So with interest rates just staying the same, obviously it wasn't a huge move, not a huge moment. It really, FOMC really goes crazy when we have those numbers change. So right now there's selling opportunity between either the Swiss franc, in my opinion, or we're seeing it happen with the Australian. And so going back to Australian over here, and this is just for the sells. This is like what we're getting closer to over here. This is an idea in which I feel comfortable setting a limit for as well. So yeah, we have this right here. We just about almost got to a 618 pullback before this right now is getting very active, very volatile. I also see this move. Damn, I was a little too late to see this. But I also see the London high, right, swept. Tokyo highs, dropped down. This structure kind of sucks though. Like we do trade below, but this is definitely more of like, hey, let's just go sweep liquidity and just come right back up. So I don't really care too much about selling in this zone that we're in right now. Not a priority for me. This higher zone definitely has it. FOMC. So either trading near the open makes a lot of sense for this, or right after this first kind of pullback. Yeah, looking for a sell somewhere over here. We can zoom out a little bit, see if in the past we have some clean areas for reversals. So like you've seen a lot of support over here, a lot of support over here, some resistance over here. Obviously you guys can see there's been a lot of resistance right here as well around that 86 level. So yeah, at this point it comes down to personal preference, whether you want to go based off of key reversal points or you want to trade out of, okay, what happened in the small time frame when all of this went down. So here is the exact price action, the sweep up, the market works its way down, and then here we chop up, we basically build up buyers and sellers, then it finally makes the move down. So considering how much support was here before everything dropped, I'm not against splitting my risk here and taking an entry near the open of the zone, and then in a where we've seen some support and resistance in the past. So I'm looking at this from this perspective. And then let's see what kind of risk reward is also a possibility. Like what reasonably makes sense for this trade? Is taking it out of the open even worth it, considering the kind of move that we're looking for? So, for example, if I'm looking at this, the market working its way back to this kind of price, feeling imbalanced, maybe playing as a buy out of here. Yeah, okay, I think that's very reasonable. So 2.7 R here. Okay, cool. That makes sense to me. I'm willing to risk. Take a position out of here because the risk reward is also there. Now, because of the nature of 6A, this would be a 175 risk, which my half risk would be more like 250. So what I can do in this example is look to trade micros instead of trading the mini. And if I'm doing that, then I now have the ability to trade more precisely. I'm gonna go one tick above, and then take my position right here. So now if I want to take this, then let's see, 270 from here, 15 contracts. Cool. See how now we're able to get this really refined. That's why I like trading micros, is one of the reasons why it can help you be really, really precise with your risk, or as precise as you want. So I can either have 15 contracts for 270 or 14 contracts for a little bit less than this. So if I did this, let's see, 260. So 14 units would then be 252. So I'll go with 14. Have that there, and then if I want a different entry now as well, well, actually, here, we'll just do that. I'll just keep that here, keep that here. And then a second entry here, if I want that better RR. Right there, and then this trade now from up here is a 4.5 R. So if it does trigger this one, then we're dealing with something like this. So totaling 35 contracts for this position. And that is Australian. Okay, so go ahead, I'll share this here. We'll see if we get up there or not. Looks like it is rejecting this move first. So this might be something for a different day. There we go. All right, so we have 6A, aka AUD USD, selling off of FOMC. Cool. All right, sweet. Alerts are set for this. So yeah, we'll be good to go whenever it's time. All right, so let's take a look at price action right now. We're pretty back and forth with price, right? S&P starting to push higher. Dow starting to get back above that zone, and then NQ leading the way, baby, lead the way. Be free. Be free. Risk reward, guys. How's it looking for you guys? Profit wise, how's it looking for you guys? Are you, are you at like almost a 2R, 1.5R? What's it looking like for everybody here? I'm gonna start adjusting my stop profit here. Depending on how this goes, I just might go over to here. Got a little bit of an imbalance here, so I am cautious. I am paying attention here. Okay. Stop loss break even, stop loss break even. Cool, cool. You're out. Okay. Still managing trades on phone with computer always being on 24/7. Software/local thing is the only thing preventing me from switching since I love trading on my iPad, but if I need to be back. So they are dropping a cloud-based option. I don't know if it's coming out next week or something. I think it'll be a little bit more, but yeah, you won't have to have your computer on 24/7 if you don't want it on 24/7. I mean, if you could just have it on, but you're trading off of TradingView. So if like it's on, if your computer's on and your software's on, but you're managing just off of TradingView, then you'll be okay. Oil shakeout. $1.5R. 1R and some change, 1.5, 8RR? The fuck did you take, bruh? Oh, you had your stop at 50 points, took 3R. Dang. So you sniped it. You took some macro type of entry. 8R, my guy. Dude going crazy. We take the same trade? You do something else? You want to come here? You want to run this thing? Boy, going crazy. 8R, let's go. Okay. Need this thing to chill though. It's too volatile. We're seeing Dow's looks like it's pushing back down to kind of this sell-off, these lower zones. So on the bright side, like NQ is holding structure way better than Dow is. Dow is going and making these like small time frame, kind of breaking below these liquidities, getting into imbalance, while NQ is still holding this level really, really well. So I do like that. That does go in our favor. All right, also, let me look at something about oil for shakeouts. Where do you see the shakeout? And then I can take a look. Oh, snap. The boy Mondo's funded. Let's go. Funded. That's what I'm talking about. Come on. Let's go. Almost out of 2R. All right, let's go, Mondo. We love to see it. We love to see it. 97.38. Okay, 97.38 shakeout. MCL. Oh, yeah, I think you're still on the wrong contract, though. Let me see, where was that text for oil? Yeah, so you want to make sure you switch over your contracts because the price will be, the feeder is going to be different, price is going to be different. So yeah, double check that. But I understand, you see liquidity sweep, the market comes through, this liquidity sweep here. Actually, the market sweeps here. This takes out Tokyo lows, comes back up. We're kind of chopping up. There's a lot of liquidity building up right here right now. I would rather just wait and stay outside of this. So it looks just too choppy for me. I could see a version of this where it clears some of this and then runs, but I also see a version that clears all of this and then takes out and trades to the extremes a bit more. So I kind of see like the market coming down to here too. So I'm okay with just kind of not being involved in any of this. It's kind of a mess. Let's go. I love all of the love in the chat for Mondo. We love to see it. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. So yeah, I mean, with that being said, guys, like at this point we have, you know, we're managing our NQ trade. Obviously we want that to go up. Something that was interesting today, and I won't go into the details, but you guys can if you want to, is, and this is on a continuous, so I don't know how much of a difference this makes, but we had treasury notes hit a level that I was waiting for a while. I'll go into that in a different session, but basically got a daily level mitigation on this, which should cause some reversals overall in the markets as well. So this is part of why I was pretty bullish on indices for the day. Okay, outside of that, for stocks, like I mentioned, I picked up some Visa. Will be picking up some Visa. Biggest losers for the day, Spotify here. Spotify pulling back. So we had our shakeout entry here in the 450s. And then we got a really good bounce actually right away. So this is a really good 20-something%. But for DCA purposes, I'll probably be picking up a little bit more of this. Boeing, not quite at any entry that I want yet. Although this is a nice little sweep down, structure on the daily up here was relatively not great. So I do think we actually might break below this right here. So I'm curious, keep an eye out on Boeing. Boeing is always a good one because you can just catch it's just really volatile. Tesla, still need Tesla to drop further. I know some of you were like, when are you going to get Tesla? Why don't you have any Tesla? This is why I don't have any Tesla. I just don't, I think we're going to get pullbacks still further down. Yeah, that's why. Netflix here. Obviously, our DCAs have kind of averaged us at a lower level. But right now, I wouldn't be surprised if we come back to like sub 85 on Netflix. This is where we had this last dump before we started to get some motion, if you will. So I do like Netflix. We have some, but another drop would be better. What else? What else? I think that's about it. Unity, I picked up some more Unity as well. This is for mobile gaming. For those of you that are interested in GTA 6 and all of that, TTWO, basically they're the ones that run all that. So I am interested in buys around back sub under 170. So those of you that are in gaming, like investing in gaming, or like that's a sector you're passionate in, the ultimate discounted trade would be like way over here on the weekly back in October. But with price being so efficient, I'm not gonna count on that. But if it were to like, I'm willing to go into drawdown for this and just pick up on the way down if this doesn't rebalance and rip. So yeah, I'm okay with that. So for my gamers on here, and you want to be a shareholder, an owner, have ownership over your own games in a different way, then I mean you do have the opportunity to. For DGen investments here, I know we have Beyond, that's just been insane over here. The choppiness has been mental. So Trading pretty low again. We haven't been out of here, or we haven't been in this for a couple months. Right now, we just saw a clear little liquidity sweep into this, so maybe want to catch a quick something. Like, obviously, there's room for 20-30%, but the drawdown also could definitely be there. But these guys are still they're constantly expanding their products. So despite them having a very tiny market cap, I think this company suffered from just being over this is Bill Gates doing. This is Bill Gates pump and dump. So I don't think it was ever supposed to be this crazy, but it did. So, and then these guys are having plant-based drinks and all that shit. So anyways, this is definitely a degen one. Earning reports are in 6 days. So either this somehow gets worse or you hit a pretty epic banger on this one. So high risk, high reward on a setup like this with Beyond, for sure. So I might do a write-up on stocks and kind of, walk you guys through some of the things that I'm doing or looking at and go from there. We are back around, pulling back down to kind of where we dropped earlier. We had this little push down. So here we now saw Dow struggled to make this higher high. So we're actually seeing the market losing quite a bit of momentum here. NQ also tried to get higher. Traded up here for a few minutes, would lose momentum, did it again, lose momentum. So I'm not super confident in this continuing to rally. It's not impossible or anything, but also it just doesn't look great. So I do have my stop up here. So based on my original entry, stops are basically 40 points in profit. I'm just kind of willing to ride this out from here and kind of see what happens. Dow definitely struggling the most to maintain these levels. So at least NQ has a shot at this. And then since everything else down here is relatively efficient, I'm okay with my stop being right here. And then from what I can see here, it would just be taking about 40 points profit home. That's that degen motion, vegan degen motion. Yeah, it's chart's insane. What do I think about this on US 30? What is this? I don't have I can't see your chart or anything. Yeah, you'd have to take the Dow sells. Oh, nice. What did you see on Dow to take the shorts? Was it taking out the high and then just losing momentum here? Or did you short in here? So clearance of this high, and then once you started to just kind of see it wick, you just took your profit? Or you took your entry right over here? After it cleared that right up here? Yeah, I mean, NQ fighting to hold this area. Dow is just does not want to stop, and NQ is come on, I want to go up. All right, cool. Let me quickly check in on gold and silver. Moving it along nicely. Australian lost some momentum after getting there, so mitigated the London push high. Saw the drop. Very nice. So this Australian setup, I feel may not play out till next week or something. Maybe tomorrow. But cool. Cool. All right, y'all. That's all I got for y'all. That's it. So worst case, stop profit on NQ. Best case, some of you already hit your take profits. Some of you got funded during this session. So well done, everyone. What matters the most is, are you doing what you said you were going to do? You know, are you actually trading your game, your playbook, your system? Or are you just going to get all up in your feelings and you're just, you know, you're going to let the discomfort win again? But you would never do that. You guys don't do that. You guys are disciplined. Remember, guys, also, right before I go, make sure you comment on the video that I just dropped, because you could win a funded account. So I'm going to be giving away the account tomorrow. All right? Going to be giving away the account tomorrow. That link, I just dropped it right there. Drop a comment. Hit the hype button. If you don't know what the hype button is, just learned about this. Apparently, it's a big deal right now because I guess it pushes the video further. But I don't know if you can just do it only on your phone or something. Actually, I can't see it on my own video, but you can see it on someone else's. But it's like to the right of the share or the like button or something. But anyways, if you guys don't totally hate me, then do that. I don't have a new Instagram account. It's fake. It's not even spelled right. So I don't have a new Instagram account. Please report it. Yeah. Much love, y'all. Appreciate you. If you want a chance of winning that, click the link that's there. It's also a good video if you're newer to prop firms or just want a fresh look at it. It's not about the strategy and how to approach it, but mentally and understanding the business of it as well. But yeah, good stuff. Appreciate y'all. If you're not in the communities,